Jesus freak here. So, as evidenced by that video I released a few hours ago, I was to a protest downtown. Well, on the way there, I hit a 7-Eleven, pick up a drink, and when I left, I made it across the street and then I stumbled, tried to catch myself, and hit the ground pretty hard. Destroyed the knee on my pants. Thankfully, I was wearing pants and not shorts. That would have probably hurt myself a lot worse. And I scraped my knee and scraped my elbow pretty hard too. I mean, you can't really see it too much under this band-aid, but when I was using my 91% ISO to try to sterilize the injuries before I put some Neosporin on it, I was like, ah! It hurt. Because, I mean, I'm used to using 70% ISO on injuries. But I used what I had. I mean, I'm fine, but it stings. Now, I understand it's kind of a rather weird situation to be open about going to what's basically a left-wing protest. I mean, it shouldn't get to the point where the very foundational ideals upon which the United States was built are considered left-wing as opposed to universal. But this seems to be where we're at right now. Big problem seems to be that people don't seem to notice that there's a lot of connections back and forth between those who are seeking power for power's sake and those who are using the veneer of Christianity in their pursuit of world domination. And it's like, I know this is going on. People want to believe that they're just Christians, or worse, that people like me aren't Christians because of a difference of beliefs. A tenet of my faith tradition is to resist evil, injustice, and oppression in whatever forms they present themselves. I like the way that's worded. I know some people would be like, oh, you focus too much on the social gospel, you don't focus enough on the real gospel. Matthew 25 is part of the gospel. That's why I said earlier today, I said, I don't stand for social justice because I'm not a Christian, but because I am. Now I'm going to distinguish between someone who's an actual social justice warrior and an SJW. There's a difference between someone who's genuinely getting out there and trying to fight for what's right, and someone who's just, they have their social cause du jour that they feel like getting triggered over. Anyway, I'm a redhead. My face is red because I was in the sun for about 2.5 hours. Make that more like 3 because it took about, I think I left the house with about 45 minutes to get where I was going, and it took about 45 minutes either way. And it was 2 hours for the protest. So it was about 3.5 hours. Calculate that. I was out in the sun most of that. Right out in the sun, getting raster blasted by the sun. So, it does wonders for your face. I'm probably going to be feeling it for weeks. Jesus freak out.